Hello, welcome to Centaurian Gaming. I am Ken McDougal. Today we're not gaming technically, we are drawing, but that's partially connected to my D&D game I'm going to be running soon. It's not technically Dungeons & Dragons either, I'm going to be running two campaigns myself, which is going to be the One Ring campaign and a Numenera one. My brother will be DMing a Dragon Age one, and maybe a D&D one, I don't know. I've got the D&D 5th edition, I absolutely love it, I can't wait to play it. And we're going to record that all, but I wanted to do some basic introduction-y, drawing-y stuff just to kind of set the scene for what we're going to be playing in. So, today, I think I'm going to be doing it for the One Ring, because I love that universe. The One Ring video game which has come out is very, very good, in my opinion. Sorry for the clackety, that's the fan in my computer. I've had this laptop for about 3 years now, and it's absolutely awful. But there's nothing I can really do. Again, I have not that much money to buy a new one. But I have got my Windows tablet, which would do me fine. I just have to record audio on a separate computer. Okay, so today we're going to be drawing. So what do I want to draw? Well, it's Lord of the Rings. To start with, I know exactly what the storyline of this is going to be, but the players obviously don't, and one of the creatures they're going to encounter is a vicious goblin by the name of Gruthmarg, and Gruthmarg is going to be one of the main villains, hopefully, unless they kill him, which is fine. Like, I've got plenty of backup plans, but if they don't, he's going to be a recurring character that's going to pop up many times. So I want him to look quite iconic. So really, when you start this, you want to think about like what unique features can you have. So obviously there's his head there, and let's give him some eyes. I can't remember the exact anatomy of Lord of the Rings goblins. He's a goblin, by the way, not an orc. Did I say orc? I meant goblin. He's a goblin because I know one of the members of my party is a dwarf, and goblins are the Misty Mountains and Moria and those kind of areas. They absolutely detest dwarves. So that's going to be part of this. So one key thing about goblins is they're very hooked. They've got very hooked shaped faces and noses and everything like that. So he's going to have quite a hooked jaw that leads up into the side of his head, and then the top of his head will be quite flat like that. So you've got the hook effect going down like that. So everything's quite pointed. Then we're going to give him a very hooked nose as well. I'm thinking a nose kind of like this, then with actual nose coming around at the sides there and joining up. The mouth itself, we want him to look angry, so we want his teeth bared. So I'm thinking this is going to be quite cartoony, by the way. I'm not very good at my realistic drawings. So there's his mouth. What's his teeth bared, don't we? So we're going to have some of the gums showing up there, and then down into the teeth, which will be slotted like so. Don't worry, this is just basic sketching for now. I'm going to zoom in and do it all closer when the time comes. He's going to have quite a heavy brow, because as I said, he is a goblin. Goblins have very big eyes, so we've got the big old eyes, and he's going to be looking. Where should we have him looking? Hold on, let me fix this eye a little bit. There you go. And we're going to give him. Do goblins have eyebrows? Yeah, goblins have eyebrows. Okay. Eyebrow like that, and an eyebrow flat. Okay, he's going to be looking there. And then we've got obviously the little slit. Look, they can look less human. I'm going to make this face a little bit sharper, even still. Okay, then goblins have almost elven-like hooked ears, because in a lot of the Lord of the Rings extended universe and stuff, mainly in the Silmarillion, we learn a lot about goblins. Mainly that goblins, Uruk-hai, orcs and stuff, they kind of originate from elves that were tortured and things like that, which is quite horrible. But that's why they've got these hooked ears. They were servants to the armies of Morgoth, who was one of my favourite Lord of the Rings characters. He was basically Sauron's boss and the big evil guy. who was in charge of most of everything. I think he created the Balrogs, and they were his denizens, as you wish, but they were quite cool. He was defeated sadly and locked away, but they say that he might come back. It's all very disputed. It's kind of like Ragnarok from Norse mythology. And Sauron was his chief lieutenant. So that's quite interesting as well, that we might be pulling up into some of that information for the roleplay session. I'm thinking we will. Okay, so then hairline will be like there. Yes, my goblin has hair. It's going to be pulled back. So the hair itself is actually going to be in a ponytail. Kind of a goblinish ponytail that's pulled back from the head. Like so. We want to look a little bit more angry, so you've got the way the cheekbones have come up, the cheeks have come up under his eyes. As you can see, everything's kind of scrunched up under his face. And obviously you've got the lines in between there like that. Hair needs to be a little bit up. There we go, that looks a little bit better. And then obviously he's got his neck, shoulders. What a stance. We don't really need him in a stance, do we? But we could do. My goblin, well, what is he? He's going to hate dwarves. That's one of the main things. He hates dwarves. Why would he hate dwarves? In a previous battle, let's say he was blinded in one eye. So let's say he was blinded in that eye there. So I'm gonna put Bilky blind eye. Okay, so we know he's got a milky blind eye. What else do you want to know about him? He has a scar running from his nose up to his eye. So nose to eye scar. Okay, he's got a nose to eye scar from where a dwarf battle axe just scraped off his face. He's not going to be a great goblin. He's going to be a goblin which they're going to first encounter just a member of one of the parties. Basically just a member. It's just going to be a goblin amongst another squad of goblins working for the Goblin King, or not the Goblin King, but after he died, people who have taken over. And he was going to be injured by, I'm going to go with Balin. Or, actually, injured by Keely. Ugh, can't spell today. What am I doing? I've got rubber. There we go. Okay, so he was injured. Injured by Keely. Okay, so injured by Keely in the Battle of Goblin Town. Battle Goblin Town. Okay, so we got my little goblin. This is okay. Basically the muscle from his back there is, and we got his shoulders there. They're actually quite muscly, goblins. Okay, so let's say quite small as well though. So let's say that's kind of where it is. And that is kind of his shape. Very basic, of course, but so there's his shape, collarbones and everything, and quite muscly, as I said. Yep. Okay. And then, do I not look at it? But they're very, very dangerous goblins. Why am I going to draw up to here? Okay, so then he's a goblin warrior, so he's going to have scraps of clothing. I'm going to give him a metal kind of collar or something like that around his throat. He's going to have torn kind of scrappy clothing to go on his arms. He's turning into one of the village people. And then obviously braces somewhere. So let's say that's shoulder. That's his elbow there. So just after the elbow, which we're not going to see really, are going to be some braces, which are going to come down. We've got the green goblin-y skin on these arms. Murderous kind of glint in his eye. He does have some armor, so let's give him a little bit of plate armor. Well, not plate armor, but it's kind of, I want it to look rusty and kind of ill carved. So give it lots of jaggedy edges like that, and then down there. So he's obviously been in the wars at some point, is what I'm thinking. Okay, so new layer. Okay, so now I'm going to keep the same color. Okay, so I'm not going to keep the same color. I'm going to start inking this guy. No. So I'm going to zoom in. As I said, this is only rough. I do better drawings than this sometimes. It is known to happen on occasion. 100% now. Okay, so distinguishing features we want. Oh god. Oh god, no. Okay. There we go. There we go. We want the hook on his nose. Nope. There you go. Now we can see that he's got quite a hooked nose. Just gonna give him a little bit of nostril there. A little bit of nostril there. Noses aren't perfect, by the way. Something which you should keep in mind is that it is very rare that a nose will be perfectly symmetrical, and that's something which is a mistake a lot of people make. Don't get me wrong, I am by no means perfect at this. I am very amateur. But I do love drawing, so I quite like to illustrate my D&D sessions. There we go. And then we've got his irises, which will be quite big as well, because obviously they Misty Mountain goblins stay underground for a long time, don't they? Hence the big eyes. And one of my favourite pieces of art I've ever seen is a picture in my grandparents' house that's of Bilbo and Gollum, which was illustrated by a friend of theirs ages ago, before the movies came out, and it's so amazing. It's a pen and ink, and I could never do anything that good, but it's something which I aspire to, and it's what I first started out trying to copy. It looks nothing like this. It's a lot better, but it's very, very impressive, and if I remember the name at some point I'll have to tell you so you can check out the artist. Get his mouth right. Come on. There we go. Nope, that's still not right. Okay. Nope. I'll get there. It's stages. You've got to do the work in stages. The undo button is your best friend. Okay, that looks alright. I'm just gonna do that a little bit. And again, over there, just to make it a little bit more even on the mouth. And then I want... that's definitely not good. Getting a little bit of lag on the brush all of a sudden, which isn't good. Just a little bit of gum there for the teeth. Get them quite pointy teeth, goblins. definitely carnivores, eating all sorts of strange sewer things. And then lower set as well. And then space in between will be very black. So we've clearly got where the teeth go. There we go. In there as well. We've got these sharp, pointy goblin teeth. Now this guy's going to be one of their main enemies. So I want him to look. Don't worry, I'm gonna add the scar and everything in afterwards, and the blind eye. The blind eye I'm going to do by. There you go. Sorry, I'm just finishing these teeth first. The blind eye I'm going to do by, if I take my rubber and rub out that. I'm going to leave that white, and then I'm going to fade it. I'm going to paint that all a kind of a milky grey colour when I eventually go to paint that, which will come later, of course. And then, so there's his eye. The scar is going to run along his nose and down his cheek, so have it down there. And it's going to come up his nose. Up his eye. Cutting a hole through the eyebrow. Like that, there we go. And there's his scar. Not bad, not bad. What we're going to do his ear now. Ooh, a bit too thick. Ooh. Okay. Hooked ear. There we go. There we go, there's my goblin ears. Ooh, what the hell is that? I'm terrible with ears. So let's just go with a simple kind of thing there. Go down here. Like that. I just thought I'd do a couple of videos like these, just so you can kind of get an idea of what I use when I'm talking about characters and what the players. I'm gonna put these on the when I'm finished with them. I'm gonna use them in, you know, thumbnails and things. Some of you may be thinking, well, if they just kill the character straight away, like you said they might, what's the point of you going to all this trouble? Well, the answer to that is very simple. I enjoy it. I really do. I quite like drawing. It's one of my favourite hobbies. And any excuse really just to crack out the tablet and draw. The tablet I'm using is a Microsoft Surface Pro, and instead of using the original stylus, I bought the Wacom Feel. I think it's just got a better weight to it and a better size. I prefer it. Having a little bit of trouble getting this line. Okay, I'm just going to leave it for a little bit and come back to it then. So we've got his head. I'm not sure about the hair at the moment. I think I might just make him bald in the end. It's a bit too wide. I really want it to come from there, and that's alright. There we go. So you get this. Yeah, okay. And then that can come up a little bit more like that. I think I'm going to just take my rubber and my little piercing. we go. So my goblin, as you can see, is getting there, isn't he? Okay, so now I've got this bit was going on there. I've got the kind of rough, jaggedy metal forming his armor. Why rough and jaggedy? Because goblins aren't exactly the richest folk. They're not exactly well smithed either. So he wouldn't have very high cost, like dwarven made armor. And if he did, it would have been something which he found and reshaped for himself. So there we go, that'll be that, and then that'll come down like that. Ooh. Sorry. And then there we go, there's a little bit of fabric holding that piece of metal in place. We're going to colour it so it looks rusty as we go on. Got the arms now. Big old muscly, well not big but muscly old arms. Maybe start with the braces, might be better. So the end of the picture, and I'm going to kind of come in and then no we don't, because we want that to happen at the elbow, and the elbow is down there, so we want that just to come straight down. It's getting better. Oh, that's closer. We can just intersect the two now and then. Ruin it. Nope, this is really not going well. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's connect these 2 points. So just there we go. Again, it's the only problem with the Surface Pro. This is the Pro 1, not the Pro 2 or 3. So the screen is still a bit small. Okay, there we go. I want it to step backwards. And the arms to sweep. Nope. Sweep. I want it to give it a little bit more definition, you see. Like that, but all the way down. That's alright. So there's his arm. Now you can actually do the rest of the armor cloaking up like that. And obviously that sheet there. There we go. Some kind of rudimentary. And I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed.